Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video, and as you can tell, I'm wearing the same clothes as in the last video. I literally just got done shooting the last video right over there, so I literally picked the camera up and I'm walking in a different direction now. Hopefully giving you guys a little bit of a different background here, a little bit of a different scenery. But in today's video, I'm actually going to talk about something that I feel that's very important for filmmakers and photographers. It's a very important question. You know, and there's a lot of reviews out there on YouTube and, you know, in the forums, articles and whatnot. So with all that being said, I'm really running out of breath holding this setup, so I gotta get used to it, build my stamina up a little bit. It's a very heavy setup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the topic, which is what camera is best for you? What camera is best for YouTube? You know, which one's like the best video and photo camera, you know? And it's a hard question to answer, but I'm gonna try my best to give you guys something worthwhile here. Man, this is really getting heavy, so I gotta work out more. But anyways, so for starters, the camera that I'm shooting on right now is a Canon R5, and there's all kinds of Canon cameras out there. They've been around for a while, so you know it's no surprise that I'm picking up a Canon camera. There's just so much support out there for it, and all kinds of lenses, accessories, and it's just an overall great, you know, lineup. But with that being said, there are other options out there. So let me use this one for this video. Different location here. I'm going to set down my camera on top here and continue the video. So let me spread these legs out real quick here. All right. So let me line this up real quick before I continue. All right. So there are other options out there. So for instance, I'm shooting on Canon right now, but there's Sony, Panasonic. They also have great cameras. I think Fujifilm, I believe they have great cameras too. But I think for them, I would say they're probably more focused on photo instead of video. So let's just start with video. So for video work, if you want like the best camera out there, from what I've seen as far as sharpness is concerned, I would say like a Sony like A7 III, A7 Mark III, A7S Mark III. I'm not too sure on the Sonys. It's been many years since I've used a Sony. In fact, the last time I used a Sony was at this park, and it was the A6000, so a little bit of a different Sony right there compared to what we have today. The ones that they have today, guys, they can shoot 4K like no problem, and it's pretty insane stuff, honestly. But the reason that I go with Canon is because Canon has the flip out screen, so when you're vlogging you can see yourself. It has the microphone input on, as far as I know, all the cameras. There may be a couple that don't have them, but most of them do, I believe. But this camera, the Canon R5, is amazing. Now, of course, it is pretty pricey, so you have to have a bigger budget for it. So keep that in mind. Some of the cameras I'm talking about, that may be kind of pricey, but I'll also throw in some budget ones in there too for you. So let's go ahead and move to Panasonic. So for me personally, I had a Panasonic Lumix GH4 and a GH5. Now I had them in two different time periods, but overall the GH lineup is really great, especially for beginner filmmakers. Now as far as the photos are concerned, I don't feel personally that it takes very good photos, so I'd say it's all right quality, but there's better cameras out there. So if you want photo stuff, like the best camera ever for photos, as far as I know, it's almost tied between Sony and Canon. So I would say, from all the reviews I've read, now this is coming from someone who mainly shoots on Canon, Sony's have the best cameras as far as photo is concerned. Now, of course, you might have other issues if you're using it for video work. You may have a lot of overheating issues. Sony's have been known to do that. So for Canon, typically they don't overheat unless you're running them like really high resolution. Like this camera right here, this camera's not going to overheat unless I shoot like 8K RAW or 4K high quality mode, which is basically downsampled 8K. So if you're trying to shoot 8K on a handheld kind of body like that, it would make sense that it would overheat at some point. So I'm not really too surprised on that. Yeah, just checking to make sure that there's not random people like staring at me. But anyways, on with the video. So I know this may be kind of confusing, kind of bouncing back and forth, but basically, if you want a good video camera, I would choose the Panasonic GH5. There might be a better one above that too. It's been years since I've actually used the GH lineup. But as far as Sony is concerned, if you are like mainly a photographer, I would go Sony. But for me, I'm a videographer, I guess you could say. I do video and photo, so videographer and photographer. So I want a camera that's kind of like all around, does a little bit of everything. And you don't have to get the Canon R5. You can go down to the Canon 80D, which is a great camera. I had that camera when I was in Colorado a few years ago, and it's a great camera, like spectacular camera. So the only reason I have this camera, the Canon R5, is because I was able to afford it this time. And there's so many specs on it that I could use to my advantage, because for me, I've been doing filmmaking for quite a while, since I was about 11, I would say, like 10 or 11 years old, I believe, which at this point would be like 10 or 11, wait, no, I'm older now. It's like 13 years, something like that, just rough estimate out there, without even counting or anything. So I'm being a little bit lazy in this video, as you can tell. But yeah, like, basically, I've been filmmaking a while, and I only started photography about, I would say, 6 years ago. And I'm not even the best. I would not consider myself the best, but I do, know quite a bit about cameras and video filmmaking and whatnot. So overall, if you want photo and video on a camera, go Canon. If you want mainly video, I would say the GH lineup once again. And if you want, or sorry, did I say video, photo? Either way, photo work, Sony. Video work, Panasonic, and both Canon, just to emphasize on that. But yeah, so overall, just choose what's best for you. If you want to go out and shoot vlogs, I would say that the Canon lineup with the flip screen is the best for that. But on the Sonys, you don't get that. You have an articulating screen, but it doesn't flip out towards you. So it's kind of limiting in a sense. So just, be mindful of what you're shooting and what you're going to need the camera for. Yeah, just basically, like I said, choose what's best for you. And I have a guy staring at me right now, so I'm going to cut the video off here. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully it kind of made sense a little bit. I can go in the comments and answer any questions you guys have to make it make a little bit more sense. This is the first time I've kind of done like a camera comparison kind of video. So let me know in the comments down below, if you've liked it, if you want to see more content like this. With all that being said, I will see you guys, as always, in the next video.